It smells like groceries. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We're back again. Storm here.
I think I'm here. I'm Tom.
Kimmy's somewhere.
Hi, guys.
I think I'm lost.
I'm lost again. This smells like groceries, guys. So we're making fun of a bad situation here. Our group is not in a good situation during the finale. They were tied up on a dock, and Henry looks like he's in charge. If you guys want to demask or take off.
Oh, where am I?
Tom's like, never! He wants to be.
I like the suspense and the mystery.
Yeah. I mean, what a great finale. I tried to write down a brief summary of every episode after we watch it, and there was so much that happened last episode alone that I filled up a whole page, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to stop there. Man, so Walt and Michael are going to be free, possibly. Maybe they'll meet good people. How's that going to happen? A big magnetic field took place. Someone in the outside saw it, connected with Desmond.
In the cold,
so it's a huge magnetic field. Electromagnetic.
Mm-hmm. Did Echo and Locke survive? Did Desmond even survive? We just assumed he blew up. We saw a big white light, but no one really knows. So hopefully we'll find out.
Why is Charlie so calm?
Why is he acting so bizarre and like everything's cool?
Why is there such a big facade with the others wearing a beard, with a whole display of looking poor, just having huts and having a door actually move to cover up a cliffside or something? Yeah. So many questions. So I think we're just going to get into this episode. We don't know the title. We won't look at the thumbnail. Are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So 301.
It's upside down.
What's your story? I've done that. Well, with fish.
Still hasn't fixed your plumbing yet?
It's a work in progress.
Sound like Sawyer.
It's not even literature.
Silly me for sinking so low as to select something that Ben wouldn't like. Here I am thinking that free will still actually exists on...
Uh-oh. What?
Oh, that's what's his face.
Ooh, creepy guy. He's there too? She's part of this?
Village on the island?
Is that their plane?
Yeah, it's a tailpiece.
Holy crap, you're right!
Make that shore in an hour. Ethan, get up there to that fuselage. They may actually be survivors. I want lists in 3 days. Go.
He is the boss.
It's so weird. Look how civilized they look.
So I guess I'm out of the book club.
With the gazebo and everything, yeah.
Just a little community.
It is beautiful there.
Stalking somebody? Jack is the Big Lebowski?
I haven't seen that movie.
Sarah.
Nice spot to keep them.
They put them in a basement?
It's blood.
It's blood. God darn it.
What? Oh my god, it's glass, plexiglass.
A caged animal.
Hey!
What's that?
Rise and shine, Kate.
Oh no.
Why don't you just take a nice hot shower? Wake yourself up. Wash the day off you. A nice clean towel, shampoo, soap.
Alright, I'm glad he didn't stay.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't make that a thing. Oh, and they put him out there? Maybe it's someone from the tail. You want to talk to him?
Where are we?
It's probably been there for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Treat him like an animal.
Like a lab rat?
Yeah.
Warning.
Warning?
I wouldn't do that. Want your advice, I'll ask for it.
I wouldn't do that.
You gonna... Exactly.
Yeah, there's like tests for them?
I just want to know the name of the man that is with my wife.
Does that really make it better though?
Where are my friends?
Come down from the table first.
You want me to come down? Come in here and get me down.
It's tattooed.
If you want to talk, I'm happy.
Tell me where my friends are!
clothes.
Hey!
Wear this. Oh no, costume. Here's the beard.
You're gonna be a furry. Ha.
Just the beard. Not the
Why are they
point.
doing that?
That's weird though.
Mhm.
I don't like this.
He's waiting.
It's like a
This
perfect
is
size.
So bizarre.
It's so crazy. He's in charge.
Hello, Clarice. Those are for later.
Sorry, I'm going to have to ask you to put those on.
And if I don't?
And you don't get any coffee. It's the first one you asked about. What did you do with Sawyer and Jack?
Oh my god, mind games.
You don't know me.
Of course I don't. The next 2 weeks are going to be very unpleasant.
Oh my god.
He's a psycho man.
She dropped her cell phone, and I don't even know her last name, but your number
Oh,
was
he's
in
trying
her
to find
phone,
out his
so I was just wondering.
That's bad. That's
I'm
weird
sorry.
now.
That's right.
He's too obsessed.
His father?
Why is Sarah calling you, Dad?
I think I know a little something about being obsessive.
No. Being a drunk is not obsessive.
So this is probably his test because he's so obsessive and stubborn.
By trying to wear him out.
If you're trying to talk to me, I can't hear you.
Let it go.
Let it go, Jack.
go?
What?
It's a delicious sandwich.
I want you to tell the guy who's trying to talk to me through that intercom that he can give it up.
That intercom hasn't worked in years.
What's that for?
Mind games.
Why would you go all the way to Australia just
Because he was dead.
I'm sorry.
I think you already knew that.
I'm sure you are.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
But yet I'm caged.
Yeah, see, you've already hurt me.
Kidnapped him.
You can trust me, I'm not going to tell you.
What a jerk.
It is like a giant cage.
Yeah.
What would it take to reach your camp? What, you talking to me now, Chachi?
He might be one of them just pretending to
I
be.
think
Yeah.
he is.
Oh.
He's subject.
It's part of his test.
Oh, Sawyer.
Now they're gonna torture him.
Hey.
Gun. Oh
God.
Jeez.
Oh.
He's got shot more times than anybody else in the show.
Yeah.
Say it. Say it, Carl.
Sorry. I involved you in my breakout attempt.
Are they gonna pretend to shoot him or something?
So you're a doctor.
No. I'm a repo woman. You need to eat.
It's hard because I'd be so mad too.
What
Look,
do you say?
why am I caged?
And they're so smart. They bring specific people for Kate and Jack and Sawyer. You know, like he'd listen to a woman over a guy.
I don't think it's the way he's seeing it though. It's
Yeah.
making us think that.
Don't you, Shepard?
It's probably someone else.
Look where you are, Jack. Just look around
Is he at an
you.
AA meeting?
Please.
Give me the phone.
This is bad.
Your father's told us all about you.
Yeah, what's he told you about me? What'd you tell him about me,
Don't
Dad?
assume.
Your son never really had it. You know how he manages his marriage?
He's confessing everything anyway.
Buying scotch every night before dinner.
Your father has been sober 50 days now.
Jack, please, just let it go.
Stop telling him that. That drives him crazy when he says that. Don't run for it. She knows it.
She did have her guard down though, unless she
They're gonna have other people.
I can't, Jack. I do that, we die. I'm not.
Open the door!
She's telling the truth, Jack. Have her open the
It's
door when
going
she
slow.
dies anyway.
There's a
Ooh, that
dinosaur.
noise!
Oh, it's water.
And the pressure, can you close it?
Probably not.
You're gonna get electrocuted.
Draining.
Already drained.
Oh, see?
Well, I'd be like that too at that point.
Oh, I was trying to get a bug to eat.
Dharma.
Reward.
Some
Can I eat
fries.
Oh, God.
It's
Oh,
green.
you feed.
Oh, come on. And the trough. I'm doing this all on
Stick your hands out
purpose.
through the bars, I'll take off your cuffs. Scratched you up pretty bad, didn't they? I'll bring you some
Wow.
antiseptic later. Just swell.
I requested that cage for what?
Wow, they must be so hungry. She didn't even have the breakfast.
Seriously, crap.
He gave away his biscuit. He loves her.
Is this one of their stations, the Dharma Initiative?
They called it the Hydra.
Hydra!
Head Hydra.
No!
Or just
This, Jack, is your life.
What?
Do you know about my ex-wife?
Yes, Jack.
Who's the guy's name?
Shepard, someone posted your bail.
Sarah.
How'd you,
Your dad told me you were here.
I need to know who he is.
It doesn't matter who he is, it just matters who you're not. He was so drunk I could hardly understand him.
He went back to drinking.
Now you have something to fix.
It's true, but it's like an ouch.
What would you like to find out?
You don't need to know his name.
Is she happy?
Good. Good. That's a good question to ask.
Yes.
Good work, Julia.
Thank you, Ben.
Ben.
His look. What's he thinking?
He's a creeper.
Yeah.
Seemed like it.
Man, so he's the head guy.
I still don't think he's the head guy.
I think he is.
I don't know. I think he is, but now I'm kind of like there could still be someone else higher than him, but at least he's in charge of this group.
I think there's somebody. Well, because he's in that village with everybody else. I still think there's somebody outside the village that's controlling him.
I think so too. I think there's going to be bigger and bigger reveals that are going to be like, what?
Yeah,
but
he might be like the liaison of the village, but
He might be. I mean, that book club of sorts they were having in the beginning was something about Ben approved or something like that. So he's Ben.
Yeah.
And he was telling them instantly when the plane's crashing, okay, you're going to do this. You're going to be a passenger. So there might be a bigger guy, but oh my God, he seems pretty powerful.
Yeah, for sure. And everything, it makes you paranoid because like everything seems like a test. Sawyer in the cage, having to like figure out how to get a treat or whatever. And
Yeah,
they
know them so much.
Yeah, and they're not going to feed him like they were willing to feed Jack and Kate before in a humane, civilized way, like an actual plate with yummy food. And then Sawyer's just left in the dirt and he has to get treats and they're not even attempting to feed him at all. So they're kind of just throwing him into the dogs or as an animal because he acts like an animal sometimes. So I feel like because of his personality and what he's done, because they know so much about these people that they know how to test them in the right way.
it's weird how Jack is in an aquarium now, and then Sawyer's out in his cage. But I think that there's a reason why they put Kate out in the cage too.
I was just going to say that. Yes, Kate.
They're forcing the relationship between Kate and Sawyer.
Well, or they're going to try to see how Sawyer reacts when they go to take her away again.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably going to go nuts again.
Yeah, it's all like mandatory therapy, mind game,
manipulation, and then I mean,
like are they all psychiatrists or something?
I know. And what I was asking before is with Juliet, when they ran from the water and they went into a cell, I'm just calling it a cell now, but one of the aquariums, was that the same original location? Because it looked almost exactly the same as the previous one that they were in. But they had to run and slam the door. So I thought they went around the corner and it was a different part. So I thought they were trapped together. And then when she was like, okay, are you ready to eat now? I'm like, oh, she can just easily get out of there again and it's fine. So, and then I started looking around. I'm like, okay, it kind of looks like the same area they were in before. It was all planned apparently from the start.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah,
all
because they
these
probably
risks-
knew how Jack was going to be. They knew
That
Jack
button
was
that
gonna
they
run it.
press, that button that he pressed, was probably like it probably shut the water off and it probably let the water drain out again. And they probably just reused
Yeah.
the same
I thought
place.
I thought it drained from that aquarium or that tank or something they were in, and it was still outside. But yeah, it was probably everywhere. But to even risk your life like that, I mean, he had a sharp object against her throat. It's like, oh well, it's for the cause or whatever, or oh, he's not going to do that. It's just all a risk, and
He
even
put himself in harm's way too. Henry.
yeah,
Ben,
I was just
whatever
going to
his
say
name
Ben too. Like that's a shocking part there because he's the leader and he was willing to risk his life, like just hoping.
That's
that they
why I
wouldn't
don't
kill him.
think. That's why I don't think he's the upper one for.
Yeah.
'Cause even though he
Or
took a
he
big
knows
risk like
Jack
that.
so well. Like they had a whole pamphlet on him. They know each person so well that they know their every move.
That
And
was
probably
thick
he was
too.
probably reading him from when he was in the hatch, trying to read every time someone came in and interacted. He knew, a lot of times he calls people's bluffs too. Jack does, so he probably knew he wouldn't harm Juliet. Man, it's mind games all the way. That's all I can say
big
about
time.
this episode.
It's crazy. I mean, that book that she had was so thick on Jack. It's almost like, how do you have that much information? Unless it's like repetitive in certain ways, but down to how do you know she's even happy? So do they have communication with the present time world right now?
They could be just lying. She could be just lying.
Could
to
she
him.
just be lying?
Just be a bunch of papers.
I mean, anyone could Google as much as they can on a person.
But,
if he's
I
a
mean-
public figure in a
Yeah, but I don't think
LA
they have
hospital.
Google on this island unless they have some kind of ties to the outside world.
And this is
So I'm
how
thinking-
old now? Like this is dated. It's not like
True.
what?
They
How
don't
many
have
years
Google
ago
as
was
much.
this out?
Yeah.
So they don't have but
2004.
if they did, that shows that they do have connections to the outside world at least. It's not just them all stranded.
Somebody's
Tom's
giving them
tired.
information. What?
Are you tired? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say somebody's giving them information.
Yeah, and they are. And if they're dropping off supplies, they have connections somewhere close by to get this information and just play with people's minds.
Yeah.
And to have that, like, Jack's father's voice going in and out with the speaker system,
was
the
freaky.
communication system. Like, what is going on?
What
It's
if
just
Jack's
so
father
insane.
is like the kingpin?
He might be. She says, I have the autopsy.
I think we joked about that before too, because the only
Yeah, 'cause
reason
he
why I
was walking
questioned, is because he was walking around and the casket was empty, and there's miracles that happen. I mean, that's a huge miracle, bringing someone back from the dead, because he was dead for a while too when he had to make those arrangements.
I don't think they're actually dead. I think they're all hooked up to a machine, or they're in some kind of a psychotherapy session.
I mean, they had a civilized location. They were all dressed normal and had houses across this island. That's way bigger than we
But it
could
was
expect.
a small little patch of civilization.
Yeah. But just to be that calm, they kind of just expect that, just to know that much about our group. It's just crazy to me. Like, I just want to know what's going on.
Well, I mean, they were like having like a normal life before the plane crash. So I wonder what this whole experiment is and why they have this this isolated town in the middle of an island.
Yeah. I mean,
like a commune that would just all
Now
together.
I know where the
go
bears
after-
came from.
Maybe they had a big metal collar on and he just flew from one continent to the island.
I mean, everything looks like normal civilization hanging out, then the big vibration, things are shaking. They go right outside, and the first thing they do, besides looking at each other, is they look up. And I don't think they heard the plane yet. I think they just looked up expecting something to fall from the sky.
It's probably not the first time they've dealt with that.
Exactly. So I feel like, oh, well, it's happening.
Ooh,
So,
more.
and immediately how Ben knew to say, okay, well, you do this, act like you're part of the
Action
crash.
plan.
You just had an action plan already set. Okay, game on. Let's do this.
It's so bizarre because, like, average normal people would say, let's go save them. Let's see what, they're not. They're
And just
like,
seeing
oh,
them like,
good,
oh, it's
victory."
crashing. Like, okay, all right, that's
Time to
crashing
stop the
there.
experiment.
Uh-huh.
But they mentioned about the bears. It took the bears 2 hours to to learn that trick.
Yeah, being very insulting to. Well, Sawyer does that to everybody else.
Do they let the bears out though? Is my question. Do they just let them free?
Yeah, because the polar bears, that would explain, because we kind of thought there was a zoo there.
Yeah, but did someone let them out, or how'd they get out?
Yeah, maybe they were roaming before they even got there, or maybe they did let them out.
And instead of having Sawyer drink out of a trough, I kind of wish I had like a giant hamster bottle, like attached to the side of the cage.
That would be hilarious. I would love that. They should totally do
green slime in it.
Yeah, you're right. Like, I was thinking that too in the pipes.
It's just so sad. And to humiliate even Kate with, showering and putting on a dress, and the creepiness of Henry, aka Ben, saying, I want to give you all these nice things because next 2 weeks he's going to be hell pretty much for her. But just to do that to her is like, it's very creepy. It's a violation of her privacy and just violating her, really.
It's like they're trying to break them before the real questions start.
I mean, here they have the upper hand with everything, and they have this huge facility. They have technology there. They have a farm or something, because they can have eggs and bacon and stuff.
Yeah,
so they have
strawberries.
They have the upper hand majorly. So why can't they even say, hey, it's going to suck for you for the next 2 weeks because we have to do these experiments on you. We have to take blood, and they can't explain the procedures or say why. So that's part of the experiment, I guess, to really just keep them guessing so they don't know. But why?
It is. It's like a
crazy,
huge, torturous rehab.
Maybe it's kind of like a hallucinogenic type of virus that's going around that you don't know what's reality, what's not, if you know what's going on.
Yeah. So I feel like that guy that we were talking about, that kid that was in the cage across from Sawyer, that was part of the plan. It looked like he was beat up, but they have makeup, they have props. You don't know if they just put that on, or he had no choice to be.
Henry took a beating too for the cause, so I mean, they might be expected to take a little pounding.
Yeah, maybe.
Make it look real.
Because I'm totally convinced he's part of it.
Yeah, and to put Kate across the way after the fact, why don't you just do that right from the beginning?
Because he probably wants to show that this is going to happen if you try to escape.
Well, also Kate also looked like morally just drained. She looked like she went through some, trauma.
She did.
So I think that was to play on Sawyer to make him feel bad.
I know, because he was so sweet there. He still had his personality, like his front, where he was joking, I wish I wanted that cage first, and trying to make things funny. But you could see it on his face. The acting in this is so great, because you could really see it on both their faces. Like, she was emotionally drained, but she also looked so relieved and happy to see him, because I think she was afraid that something happened to him.
That's what they want, though, because when they go to take her away, he's going to be very defensive, and he's going to get pissed off, and he's going to want to know what's going on, take me instead, that kind of thing.
Yes.
So everything is just a game for them. But I love Sawyer and Kate together. This is bad.
They are trying to break them. And Henry, Ben, he is so manipulative. He noticed that Kate said, "Where's Sawyer and Jack?" Why did you say Sawyer first? He's trying to put that thought into her.
I'm going to call him Benry.
Yeah.
Benry?
Benry.
It's your fault, so we're going to make you a fake name again.
Are you Henry or Ben?
Or Hen.
Yeah, you're Hen. Yeah, so, and then we didn't see Michael or Walt at all. I wonder if they're just going to be gone and we're never going to hear from them again, or they're going to appear later in this season.
They'll be back. But what about Saeed? Saeed went to that site.
Yes.
Yeah,
that original
Witch, Sun, and Gin.
And honestly,
theatrical set.
I know the smoke went up. Now, did we actually figure out where that smoke came from? Because they were freaking out saying it was supposed to be from the beach, and it didn't come from the beach, right? The smoke?
No, it did come from the beach, but they weren't going to the beach like Michael said that he was going to take them to.
Yeah.
So it was a ploy.
Yes,
They planned for something like that to happen, so that's why they kind of did a diversion.
Because I just think so paranoid, because you can't help it in this show because everything's a test. I was like, maybe the others set that smoke up, just to kind of throw them off, but it was actually Saeed most likely then. Because I know he was supposed to do that, but I was like, what happens if they captured Saeed there and then they're just putting up smoke somewhere else? So it looks like, because they didn't know exactly where they were yet. So I'm like, to make it look like it was the beach, but they were actually close to the beach. I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't that
I know.
fun.
And I hope when they do all hopefully get back together, like John's okay,
Yeah, we don't even
Echo's
know.
okay, our
Yeah, we
guys
still don't
that
even know
are
about
captured are okay, and they come back together and they talk about that pneumatic transport thing just going into nothing, and they talk about the swan, and I just hope they get, try to put these pieces together collectively, but we got to get them together first.
Can you imagine when this first aired, was it 2006 probably? And then we had to wait a year from the finale, the last episode.
Just like a lot of shows, but this one's pretty intense. Like, it really keeps you guessing and, like, confused. Completely confused. I love it, though, because it's not confused as in, like, I don't want to say plot holes. It's confused as in there's so many possibilities.
Well, yeah, there's so many
possibilities.
connections, but then they're not all connections.
Yeah.
So they go on different paths and stuff.
So going back to Jack hearing his father through that intercom that doesn't work, do you think he actually did hear his father? I mean, okay, well, he did because he might be hallucinating. Do you think it actually was his voice talking in the moment, or do you think he was hallucinating because Juliet actually mentioned he might start doing that?
I wonder if he's going to play a bigger role in this, like if he is actually still alive, and then him being dead was actually part of the whole test to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
He was a very secretive guy. I mean, he had a whole second life. He had a partner in Australia. He went with Anna and Lucia. They had a child together. Jack has no idea about that. He couldn't even talk to Anna Lucia about what, even talking about that she was his bodyguard. So there's so many disconnects too. There's connections, but nobody knows the other stuff,
Yeah,
so
we see that picture.
It could be, Jack's dad is, the big guy, but I kind of think he was just hallucinating.
Mm-hmm. I know, because I want to say that, and now I'm getting all freaked out because we're seeing all these connections, and I feel like everything, like more and more, we're going to see more family and friends of our main characters, like, come into the picture, like Desmond and everyone else, like, are going to come more into the picture where everyone was in on this, and it was meant to be in a bad way, like they were all part of this experiment or this government project.
We're gonna have one last reunion. Remember when we did this to you?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, Jack being so obsessive, I felt so bad for him because breakups are really hard, and some worse than others. And he really loved his wife, but he needs to be in control. He doesn't like the fact, I mean, she was cheating on him, right? Because he kissed another girl too. He needs to fix people. He obsesses over that. He doesn't have like a normal life, or can't, because he always has to be working and helping.
Yes.
So he did kiss someone, but she was already far gone, where she was already dating someone. So that
didn't even faze her. She was already
done.
lost.
Yeah,
she was done.
She was done, and that sucks. I mean, I understand where Jack's coming from, but that's sick. Like, that's so unhealthy for your own being to be like, if she's already gone, I mean, yell if you need to, get it out, but don't obsess over it and make it your life, because it was just so unhealthy. And the fact that he was stalking his dad and thought the worst of his dad and assuming every phone call was her, and they were sleeping together.
That's when he went over the edge.
It's also his own selfishness too, because he thinks that everybody's out to get him at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
why are you talking to my wife? Even if it was an innocent, like he was genuinely worried about his son, or she was worried about him in some way, them communicating.
But I think Jack wanted confirmation that it is not somebody that he knew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He wanted confirmation of who this person was, just for his own sake.
Yeah.
Well, she had a perfect answer. It's not you.
Yeah. I took that in many ways because it was such a long pause in a way. Like, I kept taking it, okay, well, I take that as, she's not trying to insult you, but just let you know it's not you. I found someone else because we're different people now. But then I also took it as, he changed so much and she doesn't like what he became. And I was like, then I started getting more insulted. I was like, I don't know how to take that. But I think
she brought it right back to the original reason why she left. It's,
you got to fix something.
You got to fix something. Mm-hmm. And you just can't fix this. And no matter who cares if you know his name? If I said whatever, you still
Doesn't
can't
matter.
fix it. Yeah.
And how obsessed he was. First name basis. Do you want the full name? Then he's going to Google this guy. He might harass this
who is
guy
he?
and get worse. Who knows?
And she saw him with someone else in the playground or whatever else, you know, like it looked like an art teacher or something. It looked like she was very happy with the guy. They weren't, you know, getting close, but it looks like someone that she works with. So why he went off on the deep end thinking it was dad is just, that's being, okay, now you're losing control. Now you're just going way off base.
Yeah, now you're just making
And
things up
dad
to-
was doing well with the alcoholism. He stopped for 50 days. That's huge.
I
And
know
he thought
that
that was because of Sarah.
Yeah.
See, he associated that 50 days with, you know, hooking up with Sarah.
And he probably, in his own mind, Jack's dad's own mind, probably said, you know what? I'm just going to stay, you know, how I am. This is who I am. And, you know, make Jack think that I'm a horrible person. Just going to let it happen like that. So it gives some relief off of Jack.
Jack is just so stubborn that, you know, even just hearing the words "let it go," like
he
Elsa
hates
would
it.
say,
He went wild.
Yeah, he just went. Yeah, I don't want to let it go. You know, that's what kind of sets him over the edge.
It's hard
I
to
think
say.
that's why though he's in an aquarium though for us, because he's the most stubborn out of everybody.
Yeah.
So he'll be the toughest to break.
You know, and even Sawyer, because he at least is like, you know what he's about and what he's like, so you're more prepared with him. And Jack, like, he is more complicated, and I think he flies off the handle even more than Sawyer does.
Well, Sawyer flies off the handle, you know, just at a simple insult.
But you expect
so you
that.
don't need much to. Well, yeah, so that's why he's in a simple cage for, because you don't need much to set him off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's why Kate is where she is, because she's probably just a little key to the whole puzzle to set him off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so seeing her in agony and then taking her away to go who knows where is probably going to, you know, break him. I'll do whatever you want, just, you know, leave her alone.
This is perfect for them. I mean, for the others, because like Kate, like they all care about each other, and you have this triangle going on. So they're both gonna like freak out. They're gonna keep using Kate as the pawn to get to the guys. I feel like, you know, first Sawyer, then maybe Jack afterwards, and Juliet. I don't trust.
Really bad.
Do you trust Juliet?
No, she's just playing a part.
Mm-hmm.
That might be her personality, but she's just playing. She's acting right now. She's doing whatever kind of personality Jack needs for him to talk and for him to break.
Yeah.
And it seems like he's responding to her
It's
over
awful.
a guy.
Yeah, because the guy, he probably just give
A
resistance.
guy would be, his ego would get to him.
All right.
He'd be fighting like his father or something.
So let's look at the title really quick. This one was called A Tale of Two Cities.
The compound,
Town.
and now this new place they are. This new big zoo.
Big resort.
Yeah.
I'm just blown.
Mental.
Like, my mind is just absolutely blown. This is so crazy.
It is. Just
I guess we'll find out more.
Oh my God, it is.
Like the more you learn, the more like options you have. It's like,
I know, you're right.
there's no like connecting and be done with it. It's connecting and but then you can go this way, this way, this way,
It's
this
more
way.
links. Just
Yeah.
keeps going.
Yeah.
The never-ending story.
The never-ending story. But I don't remember much of Never-Ending Story, but I remember there was a dragon and stuff in there. Oh my God, that's going to be requested now. Watch. So I think we'll end it there, guys. But thank you so much for watching. Tom, you are a trooper because he's been working a lot of nights recently, and this is in the morning still. So he's been up for a very long time.
Yes,
So
he
thank you,
needs to go
guys.
night-night.
You need to go night-night. Love you guys. We'll see you very soon, as always. Bye.
Bye.